Yo guys, today is a day to admire my new mic and how sexy my voice sounds coming through it, despite this horrible render quality that the PS4's built-in recording software has. Like, come on, Sony. 4K exists now and all you're giving me is 720p. But yeah, other than that, what we're actually gonna be doing today is school. Okay, slow down, this isn't a lesson video. This video is just a story time about what happened in school. Hooray, my first story time since a freaking year ago? Wow, I didn't even think it had been that long. Anywho, today's gonna be great because it's gonna be like a mini rant, which is something I'm trying that I've never done before. I know you might say that Kill Yourself was kind of a rant, but that doesn't count. It wasn't a story time rant, which is kind of what I'm aiming for with this. Dang it, I keep getting off track. Anyway, again, let's start the story right now because I don't see why not. So I had big, long pause tests this week called Quarterlies. Some schools call them midterms, some schools call them IAs, my school calls them Quarterlies. This was my second day of Quarterlies, which was the previous Thursday of this week. I had just finished my first basically 2-hour exam, the English 1 exam. I finished earlier than most people with half an hour to spare, so I put my head down because I had another 3-hour and 30-minute test coming up next, and I wanted to avoid sleeping during it. About 2 minutes passed, and my proctor, who is also my advisor, who we're just gonna call Miss Butt, comes over to me and says, "You need to keep working," before even taking the time to realize that I closed my test book because I was finished. Then she does realize it and pulls it from under my arm to look inside. I said, "I'm done with the test, I'm just trying to relax so I don't during the next test." She said, "No, even if you're done, you need to keep working. Review your test." And I said, and because I knew I did great on that freaking test, I lied and I said I did already. Then she said, "Well, go back and annotate." So I said I annotated on my way through the test. How else could I find key details to answer the question? She opens to the first article on the first page where there was barely anything to annotate, without even bothering to flip over to that page where about 6 annotations were made on that article. And she's like, "No, you didn't." And I said, "Yes, I did." "No, you didn't." "Yes, I did." "No, you didn't." "Yes, I did." "No, you didn't." People are testing and I'm trying to sleep.
Well, pick your head up.
Why?
Because you need to annotate this text.
Flip over that page. Ignores that completely and doesn't flip over the page.
There is a whole page here that has 1 annotation.
There is a whole test there that has 28, and yes, I counted because of people like you.
Annotate more. There's basically nothing here.
So what do you want me to do? Underline everything? Because underlining everything is the same as underlining nothing.
I didn't say that.
Can I go to the bathroom?
When No Name gets back.
She leaves me alone. Now I can't relax because I'm too heated. So I stare at the door, and within about 15 seconds, No Name gets back. I get up and walk out of the room to the bathroom. I go in to take a breather, and some of my friends come in to use the bathroom. I didn't talk to them, however, because I was too stressed. So I'm standing there in the bathroom, about only 40 seconds have passed, and then out of nowhere, the freaking dean storms into the bathroom and shouts, "Is Tyrese in here?" Then he spots me and says, "Listen, Tyrese, and I'll say this so that everyone in the bathroom can hear," because he's a nuthead. Obviously, of course, definitely, like every other dean that has ever existed on this planet Earth ever. "Next time I receive an email from Miss Butts saying that you're not working, slouching, or you have your head down, or anything, you'll be working in my office. Is that clear?" Then he gives me this weird face because he thinks he's entitled for me to open my mouth and say yes. I play along and say yes. Then he forces me out of the bathroom and I walk back to class. I go in the room and give Miss Butts this evil eye, but see what I did there? She pretends not to notice, and I outwait the whole rest of my time for the English exam with my eyes open and nothing important happening other than my English teacher coming in and me explaining to her why I'm right because it's my test and she can't tell me how to do it. And I am right because as a proctor, she's not even supposed to say anything about the exam other than reading out the rules at the beginning of it. But no, frick the proctor rules, I'ma come tell you how to do your test. That's practically me involuntarily cheating. She can get me in trouble for that. Next test is the 3-hour and 30-minute math test I mentioned earlier. I speed through what I know and I don't answer what I don't unless it was a multiple choice question in which I guessed on it because why not? You have nothing to lose. Guessing on a standard 4-option multiple choice question, you have a 25% chance of getting it right. And if you don't, then you just don't get points that you never had to begin with. Anyway, number 3, After completing the test to the best of my ability, I put my head down because I was bored tired. I didn't get to relax earlier, so now I was going to. Before I nod off, I noticed Miss Butts on the card at the front of the class where I was, typing something in a familiar format. I fell asleep with a smirk on my face because I knew what I was in for. An email to the dean. Unsurprisingly, I was awoken 10 minutes later by her slamming a note on my escritorio saying that I had to go to 201. And I laughed and walked out of the classroom to 201 across the hall, one door down. The dean's office. I bring my note to the same dean. I said same because we have two. And he gets up and walks me out of the office. He said, "What's your dad's number?" I told him, and he called my dad. He tells my dad lies about how I was refusing to do my work, and then he lets my dad talk to me. Me and my dad have a perfectly calm and casual conversation, and I hand him back the phone with a smirk on my face like a total BA. He's pissed that my dad didn't yell at me, so he threatens the same thing he told me in the bathroom. I go back to class one more time and put my head down again because at this point I just don't care anymore. Miss Butts wakes me up and shows me a text that she sent my dad, basically exactly like what she told the dean. And that's pretty much it. My dad was fine with it again after I explained why to him. But anyway, finally, this is the last part. Then after she sends that message to my dad, she has the audacity to go on Instagram and look up a vine of a cute dog jumping. And she put it in front of my face, so maybe because she was trying to like relieve the mood, because she thought like she knew that I was mad at her. So she was trying to relieve the mood and make sure I wasn't mad at her by showing me some cute gif of a dog, and I really didn't care, so I just stared her right in the face with this angry look on my face, and I felt bad about doing it, but still, like, that's a trick, and I shouldn't feel bad about that because I was right, once again. But yeah, it's basically that story, and it was crazy. Like, it was really ridiculous. If you were there, it would have been much more interesting. But yeah, I think this is one of the longest story times I've ever made, and it was fun to do. It took me literally all day today, and I now know what it means to work hard on something. It wasn't actually that hard. I was just procrastinating because I had to I had to collect my thoughts. I also had to do multiple takes, so yeah, that was ridiculous. But hope you liked it. If you did like it, comment, subscribe. I'll be posting videos. This is what qualifies as my deadline video. This was kind of a change of plans. This is what is going to save me from February 2nd. February 2nd. This is what's gonna save me from February 2nd from all of you guys unsubscribing because I told you to. Because this is a real video that I actually worked hard on and I edited properly. So, yeah, I feel good about that. And with that, I bid you adieu. As I said, hope you like it. If you did like it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay. I worked hard this game, even though we lost. I still worked hard, and I decided to upload it anyway. So, yeah.